Hello everyone, I'm Ray Pedraza here at the McAllen International Airport. It is summertime and it is peak travel season, and we have some travel tips for you. Joining me right now is Bart Bartanowitz. He's with TSA, and we've heard so much about the 311 rule. What is the 311 rule?
Well, basically, the 311 rule deals with liquid gels and aerosols, and TSA's rule is that you cannot have more than one 3-ounce container of liquid gel or aerosol in your luggage. So anything that you have that needs to be 3 ounces or less in the container. Basically, the rule is you need to remove that from your bag. It needs to be placed in a 1-quart bag and put it in a plastic bin when it runs through security. A lot of times at McAllen, people forget to remove that, and that causes problems because we have to do bag searches and things like that to resolve the issues. So we encourage our passengers, when they arrive here, to be prepared, especially with the 311 issues.
And you've been doing that for a while, so people are pretty much
for a long time, since August.
Catching on to that, right?
Exactly, yes. Some do and some don't. The more seasoned traveler is more in tune to the rules, whereas the vacationer, they might not understand or have a good insight as to what they need to do to be prepared.
Another tip is don't pack prohibited items. What are prohibited?
Right. Guns, knives, hazardous materials, sporting goods, bats, golf clubs, things like that need to be checked. If you're going to check firearms, you need to check with your air carrier. There's certain procedures they have to follow for safety issues. Things like that.
All right. Also, avoid wearing clothing with metal or stow metal items.
Right. We call that dressing the roll. Avoid wearing things that have metallic items on them that are going to set off the walkthrough. Because if you set off the walkthrough, then that's going to be additional screening to resolve those alarms. So we ask that passengers kind of dress the roll. You know, not a lot of excessive jewelry. Wear shoes that are easy to remove. You're going to have to take your shoes off. So wear something that's easy to take off and put back on. Have your boarding passes ready. You need to have a boarding pass with a government-issued ID. Also, remove things out of your baggage or out of your carry-on luggage, like laptops, game consoles, video recorders. Things like iPads, iPods, those are okay. But those big, bulky electrical items, those are things that we're going to probably have to look at, so it's going to cost you more time at the checkpoint.
All right. And if you're checking bags, make sure you lock them with TSA recognized locks.
Yeah, TSA has recognized locks, and what happens with those is they have a little red seal on them with a cross, and that means it's TSA recognized, which means we have special keys that our TSOs can use to open those down in the bag room if they need to go in and look at them, and we'll secure them again.
All right. And there's another tip here that says don't assume that your last trip through security will be the same as this time.
Right. When people are planning, I think it's the goal of the TSA, the airport, and the air carrier to make sure you're prepared when you get here. So just because last time when you showed up, it only took you 5 minutes to find parking and 2 minutes to check in and 4 minutes to get through security, it doesn't mean that your experience is going to be the same as it was this time. You know, hour and a half is always a good rule in my opinion, because when you show up, there might be a line, and one day is busier than the other. And also that TSA, we use a layered security approach, which means we're constantly mixing things up on how we apply procedures. So if that happens, there might be a little extra wait at the checkpoint.
All right. And I think another thing to remember, it says here to remind everyone that they're not here to make your travel inconvenient. It's just to protect everyone.
That's
right?
our goal. Our goal is to protect everybody from people that want to do bad things. And that's why we do layered security, and that's why the process is the process.
All right, very good. Right. And again, I'm sure you want to stress that hour and a half getting here before the flight.
Especially in the morning. The morning is our busiest time. We have a lot of flights in the morning, yeah, you need an hour and a half is always a good rule.
All right, very good.
Thanks.
Bart Bartanowitz, thank you so much.
Great.
With the Transportation Security Administration with some great tips if you're traveling through the summertime. Wherever you're headed, we wish you a very safe flight and a great vacation. I'm Ray Pedraza, and this is the McAllen Cable Network.